take you through art and design. And today, basically, we are going to do what? We are going to be looking through art. So those who are on the call, just do what? Extend in your name and small about you.
Wait, why are guys, why are you guys turned off your cameras and voice? That was a discussion, isn't it?
Yes?
It's a discussion, right?
Exactly.
Yep, everybody has turned off their cameras and microphones.
One thing with the sharing camera is that it tends to occupy people's data. So you just have to share it briefly, then we...
Cool.
Yeah, we consider that also.
Hi. They're still coming in, but okay.
Yeah, so Edward, how are you?
I'm good. We're just here playing games on the PC.
Oh, that's good. And Hussein, you also on the call?
Okay, guys are
all of us
hiding.
who are on the call, just say something to us. Introduce yourself. You can just switch on your camera for a few minutes. We see you and then we continue.
Yeah, I don't think we are going to do that, my guy.
Hi.
Oh.
Hi.
Oh, someone is here. Hi.
I'm Gracious. If it's not fine, I'm not going to really put my camera on. So
It's okay.
It's fine. Okay.
Hello.
Yeah, we get you, lady star.
Hello.
Yes.
Timothy.
Hello.
Yeah, I'm Timothy. Nice to meet you guys.
Thank you, Timothy. We can
Where's the
see you.
teacher?
Teacher Joshua.
Yes.
We can get started, I think.
Okay. Yes, so I'm going to share my screen and again, I welcome you here. Yaka is the platform we are on, and we are here to offer you these classes that we are going through right now. Thank you so much for joining our groups, and I really pray that you all get blessed as you continue studying, even when you're at home. We are really happy to extend these services to you and be blessed as you do it. And I'm by the names of Muhindo Joshua, and I'm the one facilitating you through art and design. Yes, some of the services are those you are seeing on your screen. And more to that, we have these services ongoing that a 1 year subscription goes for 500,000, where you access teachers and content on our website. Then you can download some content at that price below you. Then also we have membership levels whereby you pay per month, you pay quarterly and half a year or annually. All these are services on Yaaka.cc and also www.educare.bz. So we are really happy to be with you guys, and at this moment, today our topic is drawing and painting from nature. Last time we had a lesson and it was all about drawing and painting from still life. And most of us attended. Timothy, you were on the call, and some other guys were on the call. So I did not. Yes, Pamela. Okay, let's do like this. So for now, if you have nothing to tell us, you can just mute your microphone and mute your video. then you can extend it. Then time when we shall be sharing something, I will be letting you know. So those Hussein, your microphone is on and the video. Then Pamela, the same with you. Okay. Yeah, so thank you for that. Those who have as I said that last week we were going through drawing and painting from still life drawing, but now this time around we are doing nature. And hopefully you did some assignment with the work you had, extended in something. And for those who missed it out, you can just go on YouTube and search for Yaka Digital Network, and they will give you, you will be seeing all the lessons that you missed out with the art. And if you did the assignment and did not extend it, you can just forward it to me on my WhatsApp number that is already on this slide, or just look through the admissions administer, and you will see where you see Yaka Art and Design Department. So I'll be really happy to receive your works, and once I receive most of them, we shall have to be going in for an exhibition, which is all about critiquing and getting to learn from each other. Yes, back to today's lesson is that drawing from still life and drawing from nature. So I would really want this lesson to be interactive, and let us all participate. In case I call you out to extend in your idea and read to us the slide, just feel free to do so and let us all be participative. At this moment, I would love to hear from Brighton. You are on the call, and just extend this, just read to us what is on your slide, in your screen.
Nature drawing is divided into two alternative studies. Studying nature specimen, plants, animal, birds, fossils, and portions of vegetation.
Yes.
Landscape setting, for example, playing field.
Playing field.
Yeah,
Okay, thank you so much. Yeah, and basically in this, I just want to tell you the two sectors, or the two options that we have in nature drawing. First of all, nature drawing is a paper on its own that is under still life, and it is one paper that is still life and nature drawing. So in your exams, they give you still life compositions and the nature drawing compositions, and that makes the total of the option they give you to be around 6, if not 5. They may bring 2 still life composition and also bring 3 of nature drawing composition. So it is up to you to choose. Now, basically, as you have realized, that it's all about from nature that we get to see and study this. Thank you so much for reading that out, and let us all we have clearly got it. The next two, why nature drawing? Some of the reasons, these are some of the reasons why we are introduced to nature drawing at our level of studying art. It may have been left for university students, but there is a reason why they introduce it to us right now. And Noah, you are on the call, and I would love to extend your voice to us as you read to us what is on your screen.
Why nature drawing? As artists, intended to develop your perception, ability to really see and study an object. The study further brings you closer to your creative thinking and analysis. The study is meant to emphasize, sorry, I'm really not in the mood of reading. Can someone else carry on?
Oh, sorry, I ambushed you, but it's fine. We understand.
I'm sorry.
Okay, just let me finish up with the slide. Is that the study is meant to enhance your observation, appreciation, and manipulative skills by taking them through an analytical process. Someone says process by process. So the same thing applies here, that it is going to take us through an analytical process, and it is very important. The study of nature develops our ability to really see and study an object. And this is all about still life and drawing from observation. We have to focus on seeing, and the more we see objects is the more we tend to realize the nature on how it was created and how it is unique in relation to others. Then it brings closer to your it brings you closer to your creative thinking. We tend to be creative when we look at nature. Okay, we get some inspiration from nature. So as we do nature drawing, we get some very unique ideas that we can apply in other fields of art, like graphics, like sculpture, like painting, and all of them together. Yes, then we talked of observation, and this is all about art. It enhances it is, the study is meant to enhance your observation, appreciation, and manipulative skill by taking sorry by taking them through an analytical process. Yes, this is all about art. You should develop your observation skills. You should critically look at objects and try to study, understand how different are they, then appreciate. When you look at nature, you should have a concept of appreciating, and this is all about art. Once you look at something, try to appreciate how it was created, how unique it is. If you see someone dressed up well, try to appreciate, oh, this person dressed like this shirt has a good pattern. Try to appreciate, and this is all about, then manipulative skill is all about how you turn what you have observed and what you appreciate into something that someone can look at and say, wow, this artist did it. Okay, you manipulate objects that you have seen or ideas that you have come to see from nature. So that is why we are drawing. Well, that's why we are studying nature drawing, and it is very, very important to us all. On our next slide, as I said, Pamela, you are on the call, and I would love you to extend your voice to us by reading what is on your screen. Okay, thank you so much. We appreciate. Unfortunately, you are a bit breaking. I think it may be because of network, but based on how I saw is that you are reading on very well. Yes, just to take us through this, you can mute your microphone again. Thank you. Analytical. In this topic, you should develop. One is the analytical study or studies of objects. So we have the difference between a study and or studies of objects. Then in B of it is outdoor sceneries. That is landscape involving human interaction such as vegetation, physical features, roads, path, footpath, and the architectural structure. So as I told you in the one of the slides, that we have two different sections in this. We have the landscape and nature drawing, and they are all important. They are all important. The reason why they are introduced to us is because of their importance to us as artists. Okay, to us as artists and those who are going to be artists in the future. You should handle the two sections of specimen and landscape equally. You should balance them up. Don't over rely on nature drawing and forget landscape. It is very important that we combine these, balance them up on how you practice. If this week you do a nature specimen, next week we should do a landscape of where you stay. Okay, you should just show us how buildings are developed there and how the environment looks, because they have all of importance and they bring to us something that we need to have as artists. The more we practice, the more we get better, and the more we get better and better and better. It's all about considering it that everything is of importance. So Joseph, you are on the call and I would love to hear from you by reading to us the next slide on your screen. Okay, Joseph, Cedric, you are on. Can you read for us this slide? Okay, Timothy, you're on the call. You read to us this slide so that we can go ahead.
Analytical study of studies of natural objects. In this study, you should focus on natural objects based on themes such as plants, insects, animals, birds, water life, and poles. Under the analytical study, you should draw or paint the whole object, while analytical studies, you should draw parts of the whole object separatingly, guided by the elements and the principles of art.
Wow, thank you so much for that. And I think it is self-explanatory that analytical study or studies of nature objects, you should focus on on themes such as plants, insects, and basically that's all about it. And then the key thing here is themes. It is very important as we are trying to draw something that we should get objects that are related to each other in terms of themes. Okay, if you try to go plants, you just do plants. And if you go insects, if you want to draw insects, you draw insects, animals, birds, water life, and all these. So each drawing should have one of these. When you draw today, when you draw a plant, next time try to draw an insect, next time try to draw an animal, try to draw a bird and study it. Then under the analytical drawing, you should draw or paint the objects, the whole object, while analytical studies, okay, you should draw parts of the whole object separately, guided by the elements and the principles of art. This is very key, that analytical study, you just make one complete study at once, okay? You draw it and it is all done. But in analytical studies, okay, you select different postures of the composition you are drawing. For example, we often use this when we are drawing a goat or natural objects that are in motion. For example, if you have to draw a goat, it won't be in one position the whole for almost 30 minutes. It will be changing. And that's why we say this can work very well. When you're drawing a goat or something that is in motion, you may just have to capture different parts on the object, on the specimen you are drawing. With the analytical study, it may be considered more on a tree. For example, you are drawing a pawpaw tree. It is static. It is in one place, and you can draw it from beginning to the end. But it's all about you as the artist. Just know that all of them are right, and you should understand what is the best in this scenario. If I'm drawing a frog, or I'm drawing a uh, a cow, you get me? It may not be in the same position, but because it changes, you may go for analytical studies, just creating different parts of the specimen on one paper. And the analytical study is all about one object. You draw it at once, like a drawing, like in still life. And they are all good, as I've said, but don't forget the elements and the principles of art. Those are the main key in our studies, and they are appearing everywhere in what we say. Then more to this, yeah, as you can see in this, unfortunately, one of the title is covered. So analytical, the first one is a study, and the second one are studies. In these two images you're seeing, and basically you can see that these artists did a purple, just a study of a small bit of a purple tree, and he emphasized the fruits on this tree. On the other hand, this artist was trying to show us how this is interesting in terms of its shape and the movement of how it was made. Get me? This is a shell, and you can even see it. There are studies. It is not one drawing. He has one that he has emphasized, that is drawing 3. But if you see drawing 1, drawing 2, and drawing and the rest of these, they are more of just to show us how it is made up. Okay, what is interesting about this? And above you can see that it's showing us some bit of texture, going in details to show us everything about it. Yeah, then I don't know if anyone has something to say for this far we have gone.
No.
Okay. Hopefully everything is getting on well, and we are getting something. We are going to start practicing out. Just to continue is so let me read out this. The process of analytical drawing or painting involves close observation and specific parts of the object and how each part relates to the other. Okay, I told you observation is very key. You have to observe very well how things are moving. You have how are moving on the object you are drawing. For example, if you decide to draw, let me say close to your home, there is an avocado tree, and you decide to draw an avocado with some leaves on it, you have to critically observe and understand specific parts of the objects and how each part relates to the other in terms of texture, in terms of shape, in terms of size, in terms of color, in terms of lines. Okay, because the lines on the leaf are different from the lines on the avocado, and the texture on the avocado is different from the texture on the leaf. So we have to critically observe, and once we observe, the first thing we should start appreciating because when you start appreciating, you tend to see the good and how better you can do it. Okay, let us appreciate what God created and execute it on paper when you draw. It also involves looking closely at how light and shadow play on the objects. Yes, the reason why we can see what we are seeing is because of light. You get me? So very light plays a big role on our drawing. Imagine you are drawing at night and it is all dark. You won't see anything. But because if there is an effect of light on what you're drawing, you will get to realize, okay, this is the shape of it. So look closely at how light and shadows play on an object. They are very, very, very key concepts in our drawings, in still life and also nature drawing. But even beyond that, in our paintings and also in our sculptures, understanding this is very, very key. Then more to this is, so the assignment, and here I'm going to give you an opportunity for you to tell me what you will be able to draw before we continue. But briefly taking you through the assignment is that collect nature objects with meaningful themes. Form, varying size, color, and texture. You should appreciate all visual elements as applied in the drawing and painting from nature. That was a mistake here. Then you should study the structure and interplays of shapes and light effect on the surface of the set object. So this is how I want you to do it. As I said in one of the slides, that you around your home you may have something that is from nature, and the list is endless when you talk about nature. A flower can work, that is really rooted, and a tree, or mango tree can work, a jackfruit tree can work. It's all about get an object and study it. It's not only about plants, but also an insect can work if you have magnifying glasses. An animal can work if you have one. A dog, a rabbit, a cow, a goat, a sheep, anything that you can access around your home, put it into practice by drawing this, by drawing it. And I'll be really happy again to receive your works, and we shall have to go through them based on how we have done it. With me also, I will be doing some work so that we can critique and see where we went wrong and how we have achieved it well. Anyone who has something to say? Yes. Do you have something to say?
No.
Okay, so if we don't have something to say, I think it's time for me to pose out some questions that are going to really make us participate and hear something from you. As I said, nature drawing has two parts, and we have basically looked through one part of it, that is nature drawing and drawing from specimen. You get a root from the ground and you place it there, you start drawing it. Or you move around and see a tree and you start drawing what some of the leaves and the fruit on the tree. Or you look at the goat and you start making studies of the goat. Or you do what? It is right. But again, the second part of it is the landscape bit of it. And I don't want to combine these two together because all of them are of good and they have a lot to study in detail. So our next lesson, we shall be discussing how we can achieve landscape drawing as part of nature study. And it is very key for us to do it, as I said in the first slide, that it is of importance and we should equally balance them up as when we are doing our works. Don't rely more into specimen objects, but also try to study nature, draw an environment, draw what is surrounding you, the houses around you, and the trees, how they are created, and it involves a lot. So basically, I would love to hear from you guys, and one by one, you tell me what captured your mind as we are studying, as we are going through these slides. What captured your mind as we are going through these slides? What do you have? What do you think we missed out here that is with you? You know, the floor is open. Alvin, you're on the call. We have Pamela on the call. We have Noah, Timothy, Derek, Segawa. Just say something about it, and they also, in case you did the work, you can also let us know of the previous lesson. Yes?
Yeah, a simple question.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, about the themes. In which theme? Like how to present your work, basing on the theme. Like, what kind of theme can you use while using drawing nature?
Yes. Just to add on to what you have said, is the theme. I talked of a lot of them, and I said that is really wide. And since this is nature drawing, we may not really have to go in getting different objects, placing them together, okay? But with theme, I mean, if you have decided to go plant, you do plants. And if you combine plants and insects, you should have a better connection that will bring them together. For example, you have captured a butterfly on a flower. That is nature, and it is combining the two of them. So you can take a picture of that scenario and you draw it. Then also a bird in a tree. You capture a bird with some leaves on it, okay? With some leaves. Get me? So you have combined the two themes.
Okay.
I think I've given you a clear answer.
Yes, thank you, sir.
Yes, thank you for your participation on this.
Hello.
Yes.
Are there theoretical questions about drawing in UNEP?
Pardon me again.
Are there theoretical questions about drawing in UNEP?
Okay, thank you. Yes, theoretical questions about drawing. Yes, they bring them, but it is more related to the steps someone goes through creating a work of art. That can be one, and also explain how you use the element of line in your drawing. Okay, or they tell you explain. They will let it to more. They will let it to the elements and principles of art. How do I use contrast as a principle of art in graphic designing? You get me? Such scenarios Yaaka. So they may not bring you more. They may not take you into details of analytical studies and they differentiate them. But basically, I brought this out so that we can have the difference in them and know if we are to draw this, how is it, and if we are to do this, how is it. Thank you for that. That question is really great, and it makes me. Yes, Timothy, you have something to say?
Teacher concern.
Mm.
With toning nature, it's kind of difficult. Like if you could, like make a video tutorial on how like you should tone, because
Yes.
at times you can draw and like you make the outlines of what you're drawing, but when it comes to like shading or toning it makes the work like not look nice.
Okay. Yes, thank you for that concern. And some videos are out there that I will extend to you. I have one. I've created one. I'll just share it in the link. Then more to this is that one of the way that will make you achieve great works with arts is observation. Observation is very key. And once you draw as you observe, they often say that 70% of your time should be on the specimen you're drawing. And the reason why your eye should be on the specimen is because you're trying to see. Then the 25% should be on your paper. So the more you observe, you tend to see the difference of your work you're creating. I often say this, that the problem with us students is that we want to draw, but also our observation is not really on what we are drawing, but even our mind is very far from what we are drawing. So once all those three are together, you will achieve great work. But I will address what you have extended in the group. And thank you so much. Then this is just to remind you that please, that let us share your contacts. Let's share your contacts. Let us share. Let us share your contacts. Please share your contacts in the group or in the chat, so that we should know those who are really been active on this lesson, because the group is open to many and many say we are doing art, but few again come in for the lessons. But as you share these contacts to us, it will really help us on how better we can monitor and give you more services. So at this moment, I would love to okay, Timothy, you have sent in your number. Thank you so much. Then please, all of us who are on this call and you are doing art, just extend in your phone number. It is for academic purpose. There's nothing behind it, and we are all happy when we receive this. Then, in case you have nothing more to say, talk about, to all a concern to address, I would love us to utilize our drawing books.
Excuse me.
And yes, Patty, you are on the call and your microphone is on.
It's precious. About the assignments, are we supposed to send them in the general group of files or?
Yes, about the assignment, since we are advanced and we may not extend our work to everyone to look at before we critique it. So I will recommend that you forward it to my WhatsApp number that is on these slides. Even when you check in the group you are in, you'll see my number there. It has a blue, and on it there is Yaka Art and Design Department. So just forward your work privately on my chat, and I will do the needful with the work. Then I will extend it back to you when I've marked it. Yeah, we have got that. Any more? Okay. Uh, so this class has come to an end, and I'm going to address all your inputs, that of creating a video to show you how you can tone nature and how you can create a good work of art from nature drawing and landscape. It will be out soon. Then also no introduce let's ask a question, that is this asked in a theory and in theory. Part of me says yes, but more I will be giving you now the practical and theoretical content that we do at that that can be asked in your theory paper, that is studio technology. And more to that, I will also be extending in some Google documents that you will have to try out, some Google quiz that you will have to try out, so that you should see how they are. They bring in some of these questions. So thank you so much, and I'm really happy that you have participated in this lesson. And please, when you do a work, and if you have more works you have done in your free time, and you want to extend it to me, I should give you how better you can do it. The number is on your screen, and it is in the group. Just extend in your work, and I will be extending my services to you. I'm here for you. And Yaka Digital Network is here for you. Your numbers are still getting in, and I do appreciate for you at extend like I do appreciate your time and trusting us with your numbers. Just know they are going to be used for better planning. Thank you so much, and this lesson comes to an end. I
Thank
love
you,
you
sir,
all.
for your
Hello. So the one who registered as taking a pop 2 will kindly request you to extend in your name if you're still on the call. Unfortunately, she's out, she's off the call, but we have ended the call. Thank you so much. I wish you a good day. Hello. So Trevor, you have just joined. This lesson has already ended. Yes, the lesson has already ended, and we are waiting to close the meeting. Thank you.